Hey everybody, Audrey here, the Fit, Fearless, and Faithful Mom. Thanks so much for coming back. If it's your first time joining me, welcome. Would love for you to tap that subscribe button, tap that notification bell so that you can join me in the future. I relate fitness to faith. I talk about homeschooling and a whole lot of life chatter in there. Today's video is the second installment of a collaborative series that I'm doing with other Catholic YouTubers. Check out the playlist down below. This is week 2 of going over 33 days to morning glory. It's the do-it-yourself retreat for Marian consecration, and we are finishing up with week 2. All right, so week 2 is really important. In week 1, we went over what is a Marian consecration? How do you do a Marian consecration? It really prepares you for the following 3 weeks of this retreat. Now, in week 2, we go over Saint Maximilian Kolbe's, I say his name wrong every time, so forgive me. We go over his consecration and him explaining why we should allow ourselves to become an instrument for Mary. Because, if a Protestant were to read this, they would say, see, Catholic worshipers, why are you worshiping Mary? What are you doing? But it's such a beautiful example in here about aligning God's will to ours, not vice versa. We should not be aligning our will to God's. No, we should be aligning God's will to ours, and that's how we become possessed. So that's really what I want to go over today. So I really think it's great. On day 13, it says he figured, well, if people can give themselves over to Satan to be possessed by him and be his instruments of evil, why can't people give themselves over to God to be possessed by him and be his instruments of love? So that really drives it home. Yes, we oftentimes, more often than not, we succumb to the temptations of the devil. A lot of the times it's easy that happens, right? So it's time for us to switch that mindset so that we can then be possessed by God, but also be possessed by Mary. Why? Because the graces from God can flow through her to us, bringing us closer to God, because I said it once, said it twice, said it a million times. Mary is the closest thing to God, to Jesus, to the Holy Spirit. She knows them the best. So let us be possessed by her and not Satan, and therefore leading ourselves closer to Christ. It's a beautiful, beautiful harmony. And now I mentioned about the Holy Spirit and her relation with the Holy Spirit. So we believe in a Trinitarian God, right? We have God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit. And with that, what is the relationship between the Holy Spirit and Mary? Well, simply stated, the Holy Spirit is the spouse of Mary. So Mary has always had this beautiful relationship with the Holy Spirit. She always relied on the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit was always there to guide her. And so they are joined in unison. Now, this is such a give and take with a relationship with Mary. We need to allow ourselves, again, to die from our former self, to let go of things. Listen, if you're in a relationship with somebody and you're not giving what you have, how do you expect that relationship to work? It's kind of difficult, right? Because if you're not giving yourself emotionally, spiritually, then how is Mary going to be able to work through you to get closer to her son and get closer to the Trinity as a whole? So keep in mind as we press on into our 3rd week that we really need to open ourselves up completely. Every single day of this week is a prayer at the end, because there's a prayer at the end of every day saying, "Come Holy Spirit," living in Mary, with then a small prayer after that. All of these prayers for this week are asking and imploring Mary, and God, God, help me to become an instrument so that I can be used for your heavenly kingdom. So it's all that. It's so beautiful. And I'd just like to make a little side note here that I am reading right now, the Anti-Mary. Oh my goodness, why am I forgetting the title of it? But I'm gonna link it below. But man, I can't think of a better time to be doing this retreat in conjunction with the Toxic Mary, the Anti-Mary book. I am needing this retreat while I'm doing this book. If you've never read the Anti-Mary and reducing toxic femininity, I really encourage you to do so. And I was told by a friend, like, pray. Make sure you keep praying while you're reading it. And so doing this retreat is helping me to make it through this book. The book is really raw, and it's bringing me closer to Christ and closer to Mary. So it's a really good book, but it's no coincidence that I'm doing this retreat and reading that book at the same time, because it's helping me to reflect on Mary even more. Thank you so much for joining me again for week 2 of this collaborative video for 33 days to morning glory. Next week, we'll be focusing on Saint Teresa, Mother Teresa, Blessed Mother Teresa. And I'm really excited because I absolutely love her. Who doesn't? Who doesn't love all the saints? Anyway, playlist is down below so that you can see all the other fantastic women who are part of this collaboration. Please check them out, and so that you can gain more insight into 33 days to morning glory. If you'd like to get a copy, that's also listed down below. Highly suggested. If I can pray for you in any way, please let me know. Would love to do so. And remember, tap that subscribe button, tap that notification bell so you can hang out with me in the future. I'll catch up with you next time. Have a great week, everybody. Bye.